Hi, everybody. I'm Jason.
And I'm Will.
Welcome to the Shit Show. As you can see, we are at our previous location from last week. Things are quite a bit different. We have actual equipment, actual gear, somebody who knows how to work a computer, and as I'm sure we have people that are in here currently. You saw that it said starting streaming with a little thing. Yeah, he did that. So we're making our way to being a real podcast.
Yeah, the whole three of you saw that.
Yeah, that's actually exactly how many people were in chat. So,
That's
um,
great.
yeah. So hopefully,
Uh,
everybody's liking it. With any feedback, of course, anything you want changed. If we're too light, too dark, we don't, sounds off, whatever. I doubt it because Alex knows what he's doing.
are we
That's
are we too
our
good
tech.
looking? Do we need to be less good looking? What is it? We need the right balance.
I'm not delusional. Um, so, I'm talking about like the set and stuff. Definitely don't even consider us being too attractive because we know that's not the case. I've seen Chris Hemsworth. I'm just saying. So,
Yeah, he
yeah.
he wishes he was me.
All right. Go tell that. Oh no, she dated Liam Hemsworth. I was gonna say go tell it to Miley Cyrus.
Like
you know,
just same with the Wayans.
dude. Well, yeah,
Dude, you
yeah.
can tell they're fucking related.
Oh
Like
yeah,
just
for
just
sure.
square their faces. I swear to God, I did that once.
Yeah,
I did that to the computer screen and I was like, "Oh yeah, no, they are all related." Like,
for sure.
especially Damon Wayans' kid who played in, The New Girl.
Yes,
Dude,
dude. I
dude.
as soon as I saw it, I was like, is that? No, I had to look it up. I'm
I
like,
was like, "Did
he
he
is
get
a
younger?
Wayans.
Did he get younger?"
So yeah. So like I said, you can tell that we're in a new location. We're trying a bunch of different stuff. So any of that, input is appreciated. Uh,
Mhm,
Today we're just going to really talk. Well, we're going to try and catch up because last week obviously we focused primarily on music and mental health and getting an actual insight perspective from somebody who literally uses music for their mental health. Not us Joe Schmoes who listen to a song to make us feel better. He's actually out there making it, producing it, making videos, and that's what makes him happy. That's what brings him to his copacetic inner space.
mhm.
So we're kind of gonna, touch on that a little bit because I feel like that was a great example for what we're talking about. Mental health and music, they go hand in hand.
And still managing that work-life balance,
Yeah. Because a lot of
which is
people,
super freaking hard, man.
yeah,
It is
everybody
so
thinks about like
hard.
the old school garage band days. Oh, you're in a band, you don't do anything. You're probably a bum. No,
It's like, dude, we were in garages at, like, 15, 16 years old, kids our age friggin' jamming Chase Long. I don't know if you're watching, but if you are, that's a shout out.
we remember
Keep
your
killing it,
original
bro.
side, taking sides, buddy. We
Yeah.
remember the original band.
Yep.
He used to play there
Dude,
with
the
Seventh
battle of
Plague.
the bands at the farm, though. Remember that?
That's when they played with Seventh Plague and Eyes Like Diamonds, I think
Yes.
too. All
Yes.
the other like
Dude,
local
they
bands that got big.
crushed it.
Yeah, I
God,
love
they
that.
crushed it.
I loved going out for those shows.
Yeah.
Could always leave bleeding, but it was
Oh,
fun.
who cared? It's just like, who cares? That was like half the point of going,
Yeah,
you
I've
know?
I've noticed that's not as like important to me anymore. Going to
Well,
shows, I just want to go for the music. I don't like feel that need that I have to be in the pit, that I have to leave bleeding to feel
yeah,
like I was there.
I can honestly say I definitely agree because I went to a show back when I was dating Brittany a couple years ago, and God, who was playing? Don't remember, but yeah, like the mosh pit started going, and I thought I was gonna jump in, and then I didn't, and I was like, "This doesn't feel the same. Like it doesn't seem the same anymore."
My father said hi, by the way, and then my
Hey,
aunt
Pop.
also said, "Cool setup." So,
Thanks.
Dad and Jenny, appreciate you.
Appreciate the feedback.
Um, yeah, so we're kind of going to talk about I feel like it's a good perspective of two sides of the coin of which we're talking. Will does have an outlet like that
Mm-hmm.
for him. So for him, like for me, I honestly don't really have anything that's like an outlet that speaks to me. But Will, he's recently gotten into, as we've talked about in previous videos, his bodybuilding and working out, his diet, and I mean he really he's been on it. He got some food earlier that he thought was incorrect, because it had chicken katsu in it, and he didn't know that. But he's like, "Hey, I can't eat anything with bread," um, and he was going to completely just not eat. He's like, "Oh well, you guys can have this." That's not me. I'm not going to go hungry
I
for
mean,
a
hey,
weight
they got
cut.
the kimchi right. The kimchi was bomb
Good job, guys.
though. What?
One thing. Proud of you, L.
Hey, they
Was
made it
it L and
right.
L?
Hey, they no, it was Aloha. Hey, they
Good
made
job,
it right.
Aloha.
Hey, no, it was great customer service. They made it right with me, and I was happy. I got my chicken and my Calbee ribs. So,
We're two different people. If I had to leave my house again to rectify your situation, I would be livid.
I mean, in all fairness, this isn't my house, so made it pretty
I
easy
would
to leave and come
leave the
back.
comfortable space that I'm in. Is that better? I,
I was standing the whole time. I'm pretty sure. So,
oh man, oh no, we're not going to talk about that. One day we'll probably talk about what happened while you're on the phone, but we're not going to talk about that yet.
no,
Just because Dad and Aunt Jenny are watching. No offense, love you guys. Um, yeah,
it's X-rated for you kiddies.
yeah. So, but yeah, so tell us about that, man. Like, how is that helping you?
Well, honestly, I'm just so obviously I've had a rough couple of years as we've kind of brushed over in previous videos, and I've pretty much just like been trying to build my own identity because uh, I think I've mentioned this too, but like before I felt like my marriage was my whole identity, which isn't an identity.
Yeah,
Like it's not because at the end of the day, like I when I was living in that house alone, um by the way, living in a 3-bedroom house by yourself for extended periods of time, very creepy, very weird. But
yeah.
but I got used to it, and it made me realize like my life is a canvas all over again. So what am I going to do with it this time? And I don't know. That's kind of what led me down like what's important to me. And when I started working at that gym, and they introduced me to the new high tech equipment, it like made working out really easy to get back into because I was so out of shape. So out of shape. It was bad. Like I think I had like 130 pounds of muscle at the time, and I was 275 pounds. So
That's still not nothing
so
comparable to back in the day,
that's like 40% body fat.
but that's not comparable to high school. That was like 60.
But even in high school though, like I had the youth to kind of back me up. Like I didn't have to regularly work out to have athletic ability.
That's true.
I was just always that way because when you're a teenager and you just have hormones constantly just pumping through your fucking body, like you're going to be able to do shit.
Fuck, fight, or eat.
Like, bro, I was the fat kid that could hop 10-foot walls with you fucking guys. And
It was very cool because we were definitely hoodlums, so we had to do a few jumping of some walls.
a few my ass, bro, like daily.
Okay, so we also
Fucking
had.
Joey's wall?
I was just about to say we had a couple friends, including my house, that had a back wall to either a complex, a street, whatever.
It cut out so much walking to hop that wall.
So we hopped multiple walls on a regular basis, and we got good at it. And like he was a bigger kid, but he could fucking.
But I could keep up with
He
everybody
could
just
hop a
fine.
wall so
Like,
fast. Yeah, I mean,
like I remember when we were
it's crazy.
dude, every time we played sports, everyone would be like, I didn't know you could move like that. And I'm like, I'm a fucking athlete. What do you mean?
Yeah,
I've always been that way. You know, I was the fat kid that was very athletic. It was
that's
anyway.
I think a lot of the fat stuff was just like
People like
overflow from earlier.
I
in
didn't
your
want
life.
that to be a part of my identity. People made that my identity. I fucking hated it.
I know.
I hated it.
I
But I knew there was nothing I could do to change that unless I just dropped a bunch of weight, which I did senior year.
Thanks for coming, Pop. Love you, miss you. Dad said he's out.
Okay.
Um, yeah, it did kind of attach itself to you, but like you said, because people saw you step out of it and do all that other stuff that they would not expect you to do, I feel like that washed a lot of that away with our group. But when new people would come in, for sure.
Every time.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to the main point of what I was trying to get at. But
Yeah.
like, yeah, essentially back then, and similar to what I did in my 20s, it's like the things that were happening in my life were my identity when I never wanted that as my identity. So now I'm basically like looking at my life as, well, this is a canvas, so let's do what the fuck I want with it. And that's what I've done. I've tried things that I knew I wasn't in a position to try. And well, I was married and I was a stepdad, so it's like I had different responsibilities. There was just certain things I could not risk.
Yeah.
Period. You know. But being a single man with no kids, sky's the goddamn limit. I could try whatever the hell I want.
Yeah.
Like my bills are paid at the end of the day, and that's really all that mattered. So time the gym approached me and they were like, "Hey, you want to like learn to become a trainer?" I was like, "Sure." So they put me through the training to get certified, and yeah, I ended up training people, and then 6 months later, I lost even more weight to the point where I was King Leonidas for Halloween. I had like
I
the six
remember.
pack and the little get up. Made that shit by hand, by the way. That was cool. That was a cool experience too, because I've never done anything like that. Like I've experienced so many new things that I've gotten to the point where I'm just like, you know what, I want to progress and build something that can't be taken from me.
Yeah.
Because like every accomplishment that I had in my 20s, like it just feels like it wasn't fully within my control. It's like I had to do things that I fucking hated. Like at the end of the day, sometimes that's just life.
Yeah.
But it wasn't just that was wrong. It was like the entirety of every bit of what I put together was just falling the hell apart around me, and I had no idea what to do about it. So I just
But
like
to be fair
I did
though,
whatever the hell I could to even feel sanity.
during our adolescence, I guess you'd say, um, we had a lot of things happen that not very well. I wouldn't say not very many people, especially nowadays. Lots of people have friends die, um, have friends do insane, crazy things. But we were definitely in one of those groups that was, I wouldn't say the norm, but it wasn't exactly not expected. He and I, through all of high school, we had, I think we went to so many funerals.
At
We
least
went
at
to
least a dozen,
at least a
I'd
dozen
say.
funerals. One of our closest friends, like right after high school, a couple
Several.
years after high school, passed away from just working a job, got crushed by equipment. One of our
No,
other
he got crushed by a fucking tractor, dude.
That's equipment.
Yeah. Say the equipment? You're gonna just solidify a vehicle as equipment?
It's farm equipment. Nobody's gonna be like,
It's
"Oh,
a fucking tractor. That's like a fucking elephant rolling over you, dude. Like, are you
best friend,
shitting me?
that's farm equipment." Nobody thinks about pitchforks as farm equipment. Farm
Call it a
equipment is back.
vehicle. I feel like that's more fitting.
No, you don't. You've never lived in farm territory.
Okay, an equipment with wheels. I don't know. All right, I'm trying to meet you in the middle here, okay?
Okay.
All right.
So farm equipment with wheels. Um, and yeah, so that obviously that was a tragic thing. But with that, one of our friends, who was one of our closest friends, was currently locked up in prison at that time and could not be the pallbearers. So yeah, we've definitely dealt with and been in like the
Forced to grow up
forced to grow up lower
situations.
side of the world.
Forced to understand the world's cold.
Yeah, we didn't have those parents that would, uh, that had all the money in the world, that they were absent, but they, gave us everything we wanted, that kind of stuff. No,
Nor did they sugarcoat shit.
yeah, no.
You got a dad from fucking Oklahoma, and then my dad fucking Italian as hell. That guy wasn't sugarcoating a goddamn thing.
Nope.
Mm-mm. Nope.
Hey, Mason, thank you for coming back this week. Mason Glass is back.
What's up, buddy?
Um, yeah, so we definitely didn't have the stereotypical experience. I mean, we did set fires.
I mean,
and blow
for our
stuff
era,
up.
I feel like that we were the last era that had those types of values growing. Honestly,
Yeah, but that's because of
'cause
technology.
the advancement of technology has astronomically changed.
We had to be out
Like,
at the park
the
being hoodlums in
Yeah.
person, not being
Yeah.
keyboard warriors on Facebook.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
out fist fighting people. We're out riding bikes and doing bottle runs and stealing from bonds.
These are not the things that we encourage,
We're
by
not
the way.
encouraging,
Like,
but we had those real life experiences. We weren't like, yeah, when I was 17, I had the craziest post on X. That's that's if that's the future of humanity, everything I've ever said before, it stays true. Get
Yeah.
rid of people and just leave animals.
yeah, and he was quoting a 7-year-old, by the way. But yeah, that's just it's just changed so dramatically. Like you have kids at like 6, 7 years old that are fully learning about things that they probably aren't even fully comprehending, but they're like finding it funny. And
Well, to be fair, I was actually like that as well.
I
'Cause
mean, I was like that too, but like I remember it being like 8 years old was like my first real exposure to like porn, I'd say.
yeah, same.
Somewhere around
Somewhere
there.
on there.
Yeah.
I was playing the first Grand Theft Auto. As soon as around fifth grade, whenever people learned about stuff like that, that's when kids learned what a dildo was, and that's how I got my nickname Dildo because of my last name. So that's why my nickname has been Dildo since the fifth grade. And legitimately, like even now, if he, like, say he and I go to the mall, if we see somebody we knew from back in the day, they're most likely going to yell, "Hey, Dildo!" without fail.
No, really, really.
Yeah.
I mean, they used to call him vibrator, but the battery's dead.
Yeah. That was just a joke. They never did that, but that was funny.
You're welcome.
Pretty much. I am useless. Anyways, but yeah, so but that I feel like that's a good example for change and development, because we were part of those group of kids that your parents warned you about, I guess you could say.
And
How the hell is he how is he finding himself for weightlifting and bodybuilding? Most druggies and goth kids and skater kids don't give a nobody cares about that.
yeah.
But people who are in the world of health and fitness, they do. And he was able to find himself in that world even after all of the darkness and negativity that we brought into our lives as teenagers.
Well, honestly, the hardest part about working out is getting started. That is honestly the hardest fucking part. It's because
Do you love Speed? Awesome. The show, that was, sorry.
I'm like, what the fuck,
Yeah,
bro?
so Mason said not much, just chilling, watching Speed. I love, yes. Movie, not quick, let you talking, and then I was like, wait a minute.
You can type. That is the thing.
Yeah, but
Like I was mid sentence, homie. Like,
Yeah,
come
but
on, bro.
but that's even more rude to be on your phone on camera.
We are live.
That's what I'm saying. That's even more rude to be on your phone while on camera. How many channels do you watch that they go live and like, hold on?
And how many channels do you see people talking to them through the camera while the other person's talking?
On a regular basis.
I never see that shit, bro. Not once.
What podcast are you watching?
You should know. Joe Rogan.
Yeah, Joe. Yeah,
Joe Rogan's just
Joe
fucking
never does
hilarious,
that.
dude. That's what I mean. Like,
But he's got that big desk. He's got an entire room for it. We are here, close and personal. We don't have a 10-foot desk between us. He did that because what was it? John Jones? I can't remember. There was one of the fighters in the UFC that was like getting ready for a fight, so he was super in the zone. Joe had him on the show, and he's like, I think this like Joe was afraid he was going to snap and jump across the table, and Joe Rogan specifically ordered a bigger, larger table so no one can jump across the table at him.
Jesus Christ. I mean, Joe Rogan's no joke himself though. Like,
That's what I'm saying. Like for him to be like, yeah, I think I need a little separation.
it's heard that like fighters will try to learn his fucking back spin kick. He has a deadly back spin kick. It's actually the reason he also stopped fighting professionally. Because he was in a tournament at 18 years old and he did a spinning back kick to someone, got him in the head, and that dude had to go to the hospital. And it fucked Joe Rogan up.
Well, yeah, if
like,
you kick
mentally
anybody
to
hard
do
enough
that
in
to
the
someone.
temple,
But that's just it though. Like the way he does it, he just gets like an extraordinary amount of power into it somehow. And like he's had
training and focus, man.
yeah, no, it's really what it is. But you know, there's also the mental aspect of what you're doing to other people.
Mason said, "Look, I wasn't a kid either, but goddamn."
Anyway,
what
was I talking
It was
about?
crazy.
Since I was interrupted.
When were you interrupted? We were already switched on to the.
I was literally Jesus Christ. I was mid sentence saying something that was leading to something, and now I don't remember what that something is.
Well, I engage with our fans, and I'm always going to do that.
That's fair. Can you wait to engage? Is what I'm asking.
Sure, I can try.
Thank you. Oh, you're such a sweetheart.
Now let's see if you can remember what you're talking about. Then
I don't.
exactly.
Lifting. But I was talking about that leading into okay. But yeah, the hardest part of working out is getting started. But once you get started and you stay consistent, you build a regimen, and then you get a better understanding of nutrition and your body and your metabolism. These are all things that I just over time had to piece together. And then I got it to a point where I was encouraged to go stand on stage, and I was like, bet. Challenge accepted. Let's go. Like Barney fucking Stinson. I'm in. Right? And then from there, that's kind of like me going on stage and then getting that job at that law firm. I had no law experience whatsoever, but I had a ton of management and administrative experience. So she was like, I can definitely work with this. Like, all right, cool. I can teach you. You can learn things. And I was like, awesome. And then that inspired me to go back to school, seeing the lifestyle of that world, getting holidays off, like that's the shit that I didn't even know I cared about from working on the strip. Because like 24/7 industry, you're working whenever the hell they dictate. Like, it's just and it's like, you want to keep getting a check, you want to keep having benefits, you want to have a retirement, cool.
And isn't it
Keep
crazy how you don't
working.
even perceive that
You
stuff
don't.
until you're outside
Yeah,
of being in it?
because Monday through Friday is just Monday through Friday in Vegas. That's just how it is. Shit, Saturdays and Sundays too, baby. Like, let's go. What? 4 a.m? No biggie.
Yeah.
We're doing
So
it.
if any of the people that watch this
New
channel,
Year's Eve, you'll be fired if you're not here.
any of the people that watch this channel, if you're not from or around here, you're used to last calls and things being closed on Sundays, things like
Shit closing at 8 o'clock.
The one thing that we have that closes on Sundays in the entire city of Vegas is Chick-fil-A.
Grocery stores closing.
No, Will, you're dumb.
What?
Grocery stores aren't open on Sundays?
I was saying grocery
That's
stores
what I'm
closing.
That's what I'm not talking about closing. I'm saying people, okay, it's because you haven't experienced this. Other places, not just Chick-fil-A, is closed on Sundays.
I'm aware of that.
Then, w-
I lived in Jacksonville, Florida.
then what was that divergent?
I I, I was concurring, dipshit. The fuck?
No, you're like
Just fucking talk.
grocery stores. No, they're open
Oh,
on
God,
Sundays.
You're such a whore.
You
Can
have
just
you
talk?
have to listen to understand, not listen to respond. You
I
listen
was-
to you listen
I
to
wasn't
talk.
responding, dipshit. I was a.
You were responding by attaching.
That's not okay. All right.
You got to listen to what people are saying to understand
That's-
it, Bill.
Okay. Whatever you say, buddy.
Crazy. Anyways,
I'm just here.
I know. So, but yeah, that's a huge difference from the lifestyle we used to live. It's a major difference. Lots of people, you know, in that environment, people expect you to, you're not going to make anything in your life. You're gonna be on food stamps. You're gonna use government assistance. And, they think you're gonna be a druggie or a failure, just because that was your experience at that point in time. And I feel like that holds shit against people too much. Because I mean, look at us. We went through that, and we're not. I'm not out here slamming heroin. I'm not out here selling drugs, doing drive-bys, none of that crazy stuff
No.
that gets associated with like the Pecos Boys. They called us, so they labeled us the Pecos Boys Legacy Crew. They gave us a bunch of different stupid names just because we hung out in such a large group of people at a park every day, because we're all, we don't have shit to do. We don't have jobs. We just, everybody smoking cigarettes and smoking weed, wearing a bunch of black. We're, this type of clothing is what we wore. So they labeled us the Pecos Crew, Legacy Boys, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, we had that connotation for a minute. Get pulled over. Like I got pulled over one time when I was like 20 or something like that. And the cop asked me what they were. He's like, what's the Pecos Boys? I was like, what? It's like, yeah, it says that something on file or whatever. And it's just crazy, because I feel like whenever you're a teenager in those formative years of your life, that's the biggest time to not create a label or attribute specific characteristics or actions to a specific group. Anybody is capable of anything. I mean, yeah, of course, we're all young and we go with, the group, or we go with what's popular or stuff like that. But that's always just so generalized. It forgets people's own individuality and their own inner turmoils that are still at play during all of that stuff. They always just assume, oh, you just did it because your friends did it. And yeah, sometimes that's the case. Sometimes that's the case because they were in fear.
It's like that is literally teenage living.
But
Last I checked.
But I don't think it is. Because even when we hung out, I never curtailed to anybody or to any thoughts.
No, people curtailed to you.
I
Like,
know.
it's like you were the guy everyone curtailed. What the fuck do you mean?
But that's what I'm saying, is because
You didn't have to.
But that's because I don't break. I don't change. I'm gonna do what you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just,
I know, Jason.
I've always been
I'm
that singular.
complimenting
No,
you
I appreciate it, but I'm saying I
in the
think I
sense
feel like
that
that's why. Is
a
because
lot of people followed you
since they're so
because you
malleable.
were like a phenomenon to people back then. It was like Jesus was walking through Silverado. Like, that's just how people treated you. It was,
that sounds nice.
you
thanks.
know it's fucking true, dude. Like, that's exactly how it was.
But I feel like that's
And
because
I was your best friend, so I got to benefit from that shit too.
good.
I also got screwed from that shit too, but it's okay.
Yeah,
Like,
that was just girls.
that was a lot of things, but it's okay.
Only thing I can think of.
It is what it is, dude. Like,
Only thing I can think of with that is always going to be Presley.
What?
That's the only thing I can think of was the Presley thing.
I don't even remember that anymore.
You liked Presley. Presley and I were talking. Drank the bottle of Jaeger. Walked over the fire pit. on the fire
God
pit.
damn it, Jason. Okay, I remember that.
That's why
Obviously,
I
I
was
didn't remember
trying to
what that
say it
led to.
without elaborating the rest of it.
You didn't have to even make me remember. Me saying I don't remember means let's just not talk about
Well, I'm
it.
trying to
Come
talk
on,
about it.
dude. I,
I don't know what you're talking about. Like you said, there's a lot of things that you did that you benefited and things that were a deficit to you. I don't know about that shit. You've never told me about it. Tell me.
what do you mean? You know about people like stealing shit during the parties that I would throw? Fucking
Well, yeah,
like
but that
all
no.
those people came from you. I didn't fucking know anybody. I didn't invite people. I
Well,
invited
hey,
like the 4 people I knew at Coronado. Like, come on.
no, those were always our people from the group, though.
I,
Nap. Sorry.
Anywho,
Um,
but what I was saying is, but yeah, I am so disciplined because I fucked up my routines and balance so many times last year that I realized a lot of my mental health has everything to do with my control over my day to day. I need to have full control over my day to day because I have to. I have
yeah,
to be in control of what I'm doing every single day because there's days where I have to jam pack my schedule and I'm fucking running from thing to thing to thing to place to work to school, whatever. Like I gotta make sure I get it done.
that's what I'm
Three
trying to do
times
now.
this week I went to school for 4 hours in the morning, went to work, worked 8 hours, got out, went straight to the gym, then went home, ate my first meal, which was like 2,300 fucking calories at once, just because it's like yes, I'm on a diet. 2,300 sounds like a lot, but when you've literally had none throughout the day, eat, fucking eat. Like, otherwise, you're just gonna strip weight like nothing. It's just no good. But anyway, but yeah, like I've had to do that so many times already in just the last few weeks,
But that's not something
but
that
I
you would
love
expect
it
from people that you look
and I
as
feel great.
the underside, the underbelly, whatever of society. You don't expect that kind of stuff to come from people like us. And here's sitting proof.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's great.
I'm that's the direction I'm trying to go. Is I'm trying to get more structure and consistency so I can have more regularity.
Like all
I
those things completely correlate to your mental health. Like
Yeah,
I fucking hate when my house is dirty. And it's like I love my roommates, but fuck it, I'm calling you out, Haley. Uh bitch is messy, bro. So messy.
I love you,
And I
but
get
you are too.
so no, I am not. You obviously don't come to my house
Unfortunately, we'll talk about this afterwards,
enough.
but
It's like no.
unfortunately, yeah, we'll talk about this afterwards. Um, so, uh, yeah, I do want to be there. I just, I'm working on it.
Yeah.
But, everybody's at a different stage, different steps. For me, every day is just another obstacle. I like to take life day by day currently, but I'm getting to where I understand that that's no longer what's probably best for me, and I do need that reoccurrence and repetition. I need that consistency, that schedule. I need something rigid to
I mean,
have a better base.
like recognizing what you need as far as your stability and mental health goes is only the first piece of it.
Oh yeah,
Understanding how to put it together is the part that you need to actually just start doing.
yeah. It's
And
like for
like I said, the
me,
hardest part is starting, period. What regardless of if it's just a fitness journey or your goddamn life. Because you could say it a million times. I'm going to do it on this day, this day, this day. How many times in 2 years have you said I'm going to start going to the gym again on this day? And how many times did you actually do it?
yeah.
Exactly. Everyone does it.
But I mean,
Because
gym
mentally
specific would be for those people.
it takes time to mentally build yourself up to put words into action. And that's what I did. And I'm doing that every fucking day for myself. And I know I'm not perfect. I'm absolutely not perfect. There are times where, yeah, I'm complacent and messy, but I'm very prideful of my fucking kitchen. That's for goddamn sure. My dish is always clean. My sink always clean. My counters always clean. My garbage always taken out. And guess who all does it? Because again, at the end of the day, no one else helps me. So, well, Tide actually technically helps me sometimes, but
But at the same time, he also did bring those roommates into his house, so he made the
I needed to
situation.
pay rent, motherfucker. Like, come on. Like, fuck you.
It's
Why
not like
else do motherfuckers get roommates?
there's not
Duh.
Craigslist and Google. He just had to pick
Yeah,
people, and
I'd rather pick people I can trust to pay the
you
damn rent.
can't trust those people. I've already told you this.
What do you mean? They're
I,
paying the damn rent. I don't care. They're paying the fucking rent.
you'll care once we talk
And
later.
I'm not completely miserable. All right.
That's why I haven't talked to you yet.
Okay. Anyway, I don't even know what you're insinuating, sir.
Basically, Haley, go fuck yourself. I know you. I know what you did. So, yeah. I don't know. It's crazy how we can change and how
What are you
I told you I was going to talk to you about it last time,
Jesus
but then
Christ, you're killing me though,
you,
bro.
but you complained about
I
something
am the
else.
cat.
You complained about something else about her, so I was like, oh yeah, we'll focus on that.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, that day.
Well, we can talk about other things. Whatever.
I know what I'm saying.
Anyway.
Yeah, that we'll save for later. No worries. Like, fuck that bitch! Fuck that bitch!
No one is here. Okay, well, there's a few people here, but
I was just saying, there's a few people here, which we appreciate everybody being here for the shit show that we call our lives. So
yes, physically
Yeah.
and virtually.
Yeah.
Appreciate you all.
thank everybody for being here for sure. Was there anything else you wanted to touch on before we hopped off?
Stop procrastinating. Put words into action. You won't regret it.
I agree. And even if you feel like you're capable of that, but there are other confines keeping you stuck somewhere because of your race, because of your age, because of how you dress, the things you like.
Like, dude, I'm 32 years old and I'm going to school with kids that are 17. If I can do that shit, you can do whatever the hell you want.
You're gonna have to battle it, but you can still do it. I feel like no matter what, at the end of the day, if you are true to yourself and true to who you are, it'll always make it a little bit brighter, even if you're in the darkest place possible.
Just find what makes you happy.
Because if you
follow it.
fake who you are, even the whatever's in the light isn't actually you.
Dude, great advice to leave off with for this that I think would be perfect. You ever heard the story of the boy and the horse?
Sounds familiar.
Okay, so the boy and the horse are walking through a forest, right?
Never ending story.
They're following a path. All of a sudden, the forest gets pitch black. Can't see a thing. The horse is able to see better, so he keeps walking. The boy stops. And he says, what are you doing? He's like, I can't see. I can't see. He's like, well, what can you see? Can you see what's in front of you? He said, I can see the next step. Then just take that.
I like that.
Just
Pretty cool.
take what you can see and control and take the step as you need to.
Baby steps. We were
That's
all
it.
babies and toddlers at one point. We
That's
didn't
it.
just come into this world knowing how to walk.
But yeah, stop procrastinating. Take the step in front of you.
Find something that is helpful to you and your mental health, even if it's just something small. That like a fidget toy. If there's if you a fidget
Speaking
toy,
of, I want my
can
squishy back.
I got you. Fidget toys, you know, even if that's just to help you be able to barely make it through a situation or circumstance that would be unbearable otherwise. That little thing helped you make it through. So you can always find something else. I mean, obviously a fidget toy is a small thing, but you can find a big thing like bodybuilding, working out. You can finger blasting, whatever makes you happy, you know?
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Finger blasting. We were watching a video earlier about a advertisement for a finger blaster. It's like the Grapist. You remember that? Do you guys remember the Grapist? He's like, it's graping. I'm gonna grape you in the mouth. Good times.
Christ.
That's the stuff we grew up with. So maybe
Alright.
that's why we're like this.
Just remember, kids, if you can dream it, you can do it.
Agreed. Well, thank you guys for coming to the shit show. We appreciate you for being here. I was Jason.
And I'm Will.
We were the shit show.
Oh, we are the shit show.
Yeah,
Have a good one.
always. Have a good night. Thanks for coming. Like and subscribe.
Bye.